Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to watch Korean master tier players Brand together with Karma against Neeko and Jhin. Usually Brand is played as a support, but today we see him in an AD carry position. However, he is not an AD carry, he is a mage. And when you play Brand as an AD carry on its position, it's very important that someone in your team would deal physical type of damage. And they have someone like that. This is Jace, who is going to play on the top lane. Yeah, and also Brand can be played on a variety of roles. He can be a support, he can also be a mid laner. I remember when I started to play League of Legends, Brand was mid laner. It was his primal role, but afterwards he moved down to the bottom lane as a support. He can be a good support because Brand is a kind of a champion who doesn't need lots of items to deal lots of damage because of his passive that deals damage that depends on enemy's maximum amount of health. So this is why Brand is popular as a support, since he doesn't need lots of money to be useful to deal significant damage. And sometimes we see that despite being a support, Brand has the most damage in his team. But in this game he has to farm because Karma is going to be his support. And their enemies are Thresh and the Jhin. Okay, firstly I thought it's going to be Neeko, but it's Thresh. And first blood for Brand. Nice. They should be really careful because it's important to not be hooked by trash. And Brand's job is similar. Usually he has to poke enemies by using his abilities, but in this role it's almost the same. The only difference is Brand has to farm as well. But we see that he plays aggressively, he tries to poke down his enemies whenever it's possible. The only problem is at the beginning of the game, Brand doesn't have lots of mana and its regeneration. He has to stack up his rune mana flow band. He also needs to buy some items, at least he needs Lost Chapter. When he has this item, it's going to be not hard for him to poke down enemies without losing all mana. It's also very comfortable to play Brand because you should not think a lot about runes for him or items. Doesn't matter in which position Brand stays, he uses always the same runes and items. Right now this is Dark Harvest Keystone, and items he uses Liandry's Torment, Relay Scepter, Demonic Embrace. But as any other champion, Brand also has his weaknesses. He's quite squishy champion, and he doesn't have mobility. He has no dashes, teleports whatsoever. So it's really easy to gun him when he stays far away from his tower. Karma was hooked by trash. But she escapes. Uh-oh, Iron is here. Neeko is also here, she killed Karma. Now he has to use his abilities to destroy minions, so he would not be dived by enemy team. It's also important in this game to count amount of minions, because Neeko can turn in one of them. So if you see there are four melee minions, or 4 mage minions, or 2 cannon minions, you know that Neeko is probably hiding between them. This is a hard start for the blue team. We see the score 1-6. Neeko has 3 kills already. So it's going to be a hard game for Brand, but interesting for us as viewers. His mana flow band is already almost stacked. He needs to stack this rune twice. Now he gets the boots. Even with tier 2 boots, his movement speed is not that big. 385. This is why it's very important for Brand to have a vision around his area, to not be ganked, because the only thing he can use to escape, he can try to stun a jungler that comes for his soul. But it's also, you should not forget that to stun an enemy, you should ignite him first by using E or W. You need to inflame them. Or blaze. Nice. Thresh was killed with 100 HP. I'm sorry, 100% HP. Maybe he won't be that aggressive from now on. And they're going to kill Jhin under the tower. Brand needs to do a recall. Uh-oh. Iron is also here. But Brand has flash. Yeah, and he used his flash. It was not Iron, it was Neeko. Okay. Neeko is playing very well. She gets her 6th kill. It's nice to pick Brand when you see that enemy champions have lots of tanks, or champions who are going to buy items for HP. For example, they have Sion. I think Brand is a great pick against Sion, because Sion stacks lots of HP, and Brand with his passive and Mask of Liandry, or with Demonic Embrace as well, is going to counter Sion. But you can also blind pick Brand if you like this champion. You can be a one-trick pony of this champ especially since he can be played on so many roles. He can be played as a counter pick or as a blind pick as well. Nice, Sion was rooted. Hey, wait. Did Poppy just saved Sion by using her ult? Let's watch this once again. We see Sion is rooted. Oh, okay. No. He used Trash's lantern. It was the lantern. I didn't see the lantern. Well, unfortunately not enough gold to buy Leandris, but at least Brand has a Lost Chapter. So now he can use his abilities freely. Lost Chapter is there. Mana Flow Band is fully stacked. So now Brand shouldn't have any mana issues. And he can use abilities to clear waves fast, to not lose lots of time and move to side lanes or to make a pressure on a lane. But of course, Brand is not a split pusher. He is weak in 1v1 fights. He is better a combat champion. He prefers to play in team fights. He performs better in team fights since all his abilities are AoE. So they're area abilities that can damage several champions, and this is why we can move to a side lane, but just to clean the wave as fast as possible. But of course it's better to not go far away from your territory and away from your towers, since Brand can easily be ganked because he is an immobile champion. This is why now they should try to get Infernal Dragon, if it's not too late. I don't know, I think he shouldn't be going to the Sion. Oh, maybe, okay. False Fireball. It looks like they don't need Brand to kill Sion. Well, and the red team gets Infernal. Now Sion just did what split pushers do. He drawn the enemy attention. He made them busy and forced to attack him. So the rest of the red team were able to get the dragon for free. Now he can make a pressure on the mid lane by killing those minions, but he should not stay here for long, since mid lane is the better place to be ganked. However, we see right now that most of enemy team players are on the bottom lane. The situation, of course, is really bad for the blue team. Okay, it's 1v1, Brand against Jhin. Jhin without mana, though. And this is a solo kill. Nice. Let's watch this once again. All his abilities are ready. He uses Ghost, Flash, then he uses Alt, Q afterwards, now E, and W is the last spell that Brand uses against Jhin. Now all he has, it's his auto attacks. And also minions. Minions deal some damage. The mage minion, okay, it was a flame that killed Jhin. Well, nice solo kill done by Brand. He already has Liandry's Anguish, so with this item, Brand is really strong. Sometimes I say Liandry's Torment because this is how this item was called in previous seasons. But the gold difference is huge right now. The blue team is behind. Will they kill Neeko? Nice, 700 gold earned by Poppy for killing Neeko. Ivern is quite precious as well. It's 800 gold can be earned for his death. Now Brand wants to buy some magic penetration. He's going to build Void Staff next. There are actually lots of items for mages that Brand can use. Okay, nice root by Neeko. Brand's ult is ready, he uses it on Sion. Brand kills Sion and maybe they will get this Baron as well. This is Hextech Dragon. However, both teams don't have any auto attack based champions. But nevertheless, Hextech Dragon also gives ability haste. This is why it's useful for any type of champion. Wow, this Daisy is really dangerous. She almost killed Orianna. And Iron has 21 stack on Magi. Poppy tries to escape, but no, she's going to die. And well, right now there is so little chance that the blue team can get Hextech Dragon. It's better to not try to contest, because they have no jungler, and it's going to be impossible to win 4 against 5, especially Jace is not there. The best you can do in this situation is to try to do something useful on other areas of the map, like destroy enemy tower or maybe to clean up his jungle, when you know that there is no chances for you to win a fight for dragon. Especially if it's not a 4th dragon that is going to give the dragon soul to the enemy team, we can just ignore it and let the enemy team kill it. It's better than to lose all champions and still to not get the dragon. Well, another team fight is lost. Brand has 7 kills, but his team is so unlucky. So as you see, guys, you see already this Orianna, 1 kill and 9 deaths. So what conclusion we can make here? If you think that when you up your elo, then better players are going to go to your team, players who don't feed, who don't flame, you are wrong. Even in the highest elo, in the best server, there are also feeders, so it's a curse of this game and you cannot do anything about it. So play this game for fun, and don't think that your elo is elo hell, because there are bad players everywhere. Of course, Orianna is not bad, but I mean, bad games happen at every elo, and feeders are everywhere as well. So you will have like 0-10 allies at every elo, even in Challenger. So don't be so mad when you see some people with such score as Orianna has at your elo. Since sometimes it's just inevitable. And Brand has his third item. This is Relay Scepter. These items gives him some HP, so it's going to be harder for enemies to one-shot him, but the most important, it's the item, it's able to slow down enemies, which makes Brand easier to land his abilities like W and Q, and it also simplifies using his ult as well. Because you know, when enemy champions they slowed, they cannot go into different directions so fast. And Brand's ult has more time to deal at least one additional bounce. Brand uses his ult on Jhin. Jhin saves himself by using Trash's lantern. Poppy engages, she kills Arvern. Okay, hex the gates. They kill Sion. Unfortunately, there is no Baron. So now they should destroy enemy towers. Next dragon is about to appear quite soon. They can destroy 1 or even 2 mid lane towers, and maybe they can kill the dragon afterwards as well. So now they come back. They came back, I'm sorry, because we see that both teams have 46 gold, 46,000 gold. So right now the red team has lost their gold advantage, and both teams are equal at the moment. Maybe the blue team will get gold lead. We'll see. Brand uses all he has on Sion. He was forced to use flash. Will he escape? Tress is going to die. Nice ult by Orianna. Well, she can do something useful after all. Well, maybe this is the time to try to get the dragon. However, the blue team has so low HP. Poppy and Orianna are almost dead. Of course, there are fruits in the river. Chase is about to die. Well, it looks like this dragon goes to the red team, just as the previous one. And there is nothing they can do about it. Nice, this outplay. Let's watch this once again. Orianna has full HP. Neeko is damaged. And Orianna has a surprise effect. I don't believe my eyes. Unlucky for Orianna. She needed just a little bit more damage to kill Neeko. Very unlucky for her. Okay, Brent has 2000 gold. He can probably buy another item. Maybe he's going to buy Shadow Flame. The enemy team has lots of shields. This is why I think Brent is about to buy Shadow Flame. He has Hextech Alternator. Yeah, it's Shadow Flame. And they have to be ready to fight for Baron. I just hope Jace is not going to die here. He fights quite well against Sion. Well, in team fights, Brent's position is quite simple. As we see, he stays behind his team. Gladly, he has front lane, Poppy. So he just stays behind and he attacks the closest enemy champion. Usually it's Sion. So even Brent doesn't hesitate to use his ult on Sion. Of course it's better for Brent to use ult in tight areas like jungle, where enemy team has no opportunities to spread. I don't like that we don't see what happens around Baron. Okay, at least one ward, it's better than nothing. Because enemy team can start to kill Baron at any second. Their Sion goes to the bottom lane, but he has teleport, so he's able to use it every minute, every second. Sion engages. Someone does teleport. Orianna is here. Orianna almost killed Ivern. He used flash. Oh, Karma is dead. Neeko... Okay, what? Neeko has used her ult, but then she pressed on Lantern, and this is why her ult didn't touch Brand. Yeah, we see how she uses the Lantern. So her ult didn't do any damage. Sion gets stunned. This is a bad position for Brand. He needs a front line. Gladly there were no champions that can hurt Brand. Both Thresh and Sion don't have lots of damage. So the red team has lost 2 champions. They need this dragon. If not for their cause, but just to not give it to enemies. Because it's going to be Dragon Soul if enemy team kills it. And the blue team should not allow it. It was important to kill the dragon, not that much to get it for themselves, but just don't allow the red team to get the dragon soul. The red team has started Baron. Poppy is dead, so the blue team has only 4 champions. Nothing they could do here, actually. Brand has used his ult. Nice damage. All the enemy team has half of their HP. And Ivern is the only champion who survives. Well, nice fight. And the blue team has 1000 gold lead. And also Brand has completed his build. He has bought Demonic Embrace as his last item. So now he has 2 masks, Demonic Embrace and Liandry's. So now his abilities are super spicy for enemies. And it should burn them just to their bones. Jace is on the top lane. He tries to make a pressure on the top lane. Brand uses Ghost. Oh no, he was hooked by Trash. Was forced to use Flash. But okay, but he survives. The most important, he survives. It was a very dangerous moment for Brand. As we see, he uses combination Ghost plus Flash. This helps Brand to compensate his immobility disadvantage. Well, actually, I don't see Sion losing lots of his HP. Despite Brand has 2 masks and he's passive, and he also has Void Staff for magic resistance penetration, and nevertheless Sion can withstand his damage quite well. They should be ready to fight for the next dragon, but they also have to be careful. No one should go alone through this bush or this one, because all those area can be traps in there. So it's better to wait for the whole team before you go through this area. Oh, it looks like the blue team is going to fight, but Brand is not there. It's a bad fight. Gladly no one is dead, but Poppy has lost almost all her HP. Karma is deleted. Well, it looks like this dragon is going to be killed by the red team. Maybe Poppy will steal it. Okay, Poppy steals the dragon. It's 3-3. Nice job, well done. But hey, they lost 2 champions. The enemy team can try to all in right now and try to finish the game using champion advantage. They still have 5 champions, and super minions are coming on the mid lane. It's a really dangerous moment. I don't know what Ariana was doing in there. How she allowed her hero to be surrounded like that. It looks like Oriana, sometimes I watch her and I think she plays like on autopilot. This is the only explanation I have for her to have 14 deaths. So as we see, even in a such hard game, Brand has not many deaths because of good positioning as well. But sometimes you play against such teams that have so many gleb closers that it's hard for Brand to have a good KDA. Actually, to be honest, most of replays I have watched when I was looking for this game, in most of those games, Brand had bad KDA. Actually, his win rates are also not the best at the moment. So maybe we will see his buff. Maybe. Now he sold his boots and he bought Cosmic Drive instead. Enemy team has Baron's buff. Every mistake can lead to immediate defeat. Situation is really hard for the blue team.
Never falter.
Brand doesn't know where to go. He sees that there is help required on the top lane and mid lane, and also few champions siege in bot lane. Neeko was killed, but one tower is lost. The situation is critical for the blue team. Sion destroys the last tower. Now they focus in Nexus and game is over. Nice KDA by Brand. Overall he played quite well, but unfortunately team difference, team diff, that happens at every elo, even in Korean server in the highest elos. Thank you for watching, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope maybe it was even useful for you. Don't forget to follow the channel, to subscribe, to not lose new videos. And I wish you to have nice day and nice games. See you in next videos. Bye bye.